Leo. How about yourself?
Oh, trying some new stuff out.
She went completely insane.
I prefer the term enlightened, but
Call it what you want. It's crazy. I know crazy.
Crazy?
Enlightened comes when finding what you're looking for, regardless of how everyone else perceives the knowledge.
that's a good way of putting it.
He just sort of looks down at this book, and then his head back up. Only you know where the road heads now. But I think I've had my fill of food.
You gonna stick around for all this?
I'll be around. I'll be in the courtyards. Too cramped in here.
Okay. I'll talk to you later. What about you, Renfield? You heading out?
He sits, looks. He's been like that ever since Nomono.
All right. I heard about that. You know what happened?
From what I've heard, and it's brief, they were on a relatively easy assignment. Doing scouting for some Type 2s, D classes. She went silent when they found her, missing one hand and her body was mangled. They scoured, found the Dark Ones, found tracks of others, but the cuts were clean, Cleo.
Too clean for whatever it was. What hand was cut off? Was the one she wore a ring on?
Good guess.
I think you should meet me and Finlay in the courtyard there. We can talk some more about that. I got an idea.
Perhaps so. Actually, he looks over to Roland. Y'all gonna stay around for a while?
Yeah, I'm going to be here till my group leaves.
I think that sounds right for me as well. I'll catch up with you in a bit then. Got something I wanted to look into.
No? Anything juicy?
Need help?
I'll let you know.
No.
Just a curiosity.
Alright. Be well, brother.
Hey. He looks at between the three of y'all. Stay safe out there. Roll an
I don't know what
insight.
that word means. No advantage.
That's what you talked about. He means that in more of an idle passing way. More like he's curious as to what you were alluding to. And even more curious, why of all people is Captain Kane not here?
Right. I think kind of gleaning that maybe he was looking like expectantly to see the captain somewhere. Damn, I was gonna ask him if he'd seen the captain anywhere. Have you, Roland? Too?
He just nods, he shakes his head.
I haven't
Have
seen
it.
anyone.
Either he's not here, or he doesn't want to be seen.
He
That's his
looks
way.
up, and you see Roland point a finger up to the blood cloaks. Their whole class is here, but they don't have an underclass. Maybe he's nannying.
I can't imagine our captain playing Danny. That'd be something funny to see.
Does seem like a waste of talents. Who knows? He swirls a cup and takes a sip before holding it just low enough to where his lips are unseen. Maybe he was needed elsewhere. That you can also roll an insight too.
I don't think I need to. Can I guess what I think he's alluding
Sure.
to? I think he's alluding to that they've called him off somewhere, maybe as part of this conspiracy we've introduced him to.
Ooh. Yeah, I think you're pretty right on track.
You know what?
Does he has? Oh yeah, you know for a fact what he means. Does he have somewhere else he needs to be, or does someone else need him to not be here?
Interesting.
Well, there are a lot of fires cropping up lately, you know.
So it would seem.
Also, can you believe they let those skull mask wearing fuckers in here?
I can. Unfortunate. As he rolls his fingers along the table, you see him start swirling his tea and looking at it before just saying, As we're cut back up top. Oh, what just happened?
What did happen?
Oh, I opened a different tab. I see.
Hey.
I opened a different internet tab and I thought I closed out of the game, but it was just a different browser.
Nice. You get to use Microsoft Edge now.
A little sneaky on you.
Ugh.
What? Anyways, as you sit over here, you do see this elven gentleman approach the table and just say, I've heard much about you. And you hear Captain Maven speak up. Oh yes, he's quite the prodigy. I think he's probably one of the finest watchmen we've seen in the last 50 years or more. No doubt about it. Would you join me, young Castor, was it? You see Castor say, well, actually, just from Maven. Would love to.
Gregor will nod, encouraging this. Like, this is good. This is good.
Alright, we'll just say it's like, it's not like we're going anywhere.
They look like the same guy from.
That's racing!
Pale. Look at that jawline. Long hair.
Master, you know who your father is?
He does. He definitively does.
Shit.
Right,
His
he
face
murdered the
in my
shit out of him.
nightmares.
What about
Really
your
nice.
uncle? Have an uncle? Yes, you do. Come with me.
Adventure!
Yeah, quick adventure. 10 minutes.
You do see Captain Maven just take a sip of his drink. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could stealthily follow Caster and the individual.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I want to know what's going on.
Oh, you just gotta beat like 20 people.
Be like, you guys, just excuse me real quick. I'm gonna step outside.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Dude, pardon, excuse me.
Can Sarah Vincent check you? Like, what is he up to?
Do it.
I gotta pee, and I'm willing to answer any questions about that if you have any in great detail.
Let's see here. Oh, come on. Why isn't this working? There it is. Did I win? No, I did not win.
It's close.
Holy hell.
It was close.
His guidance modifier beats you.
He's linked to the D4 is wild.
Let's also have a bird follow me out.
Bird gives him a
Some
bit.
fresh air, right? Right,
Let
that's
your
a good
dog
idea.
pee.
Yeah.
He likes to watch. So you take your leave suspiciously, but then slink off. Roll a stealth as you're outside.
Come on, stealth. Don't fail me now.
Holy
Hey.
Jesus Christ.
It certainly did not. As you see them leaving, making their way towards this gentleman's quarters, he asks him as many prying questions as he can. But you see, they're kind of less related to, like, what does the watch do? And more directed towards elven matters. How good would Caster be at this? Ooh. Deception's not really his game. As soon as I find where the frickin'... Oh, that's right. I labeled him that way. I should really just... Wait, I have him on GM layer. I'll just do it that way. Boom. Boom. Double tab. Open. No.
Yeah, too many tokens again. Don't
There we
you?
go. Took a minute, but we got there. Hey, oh, it's actually really good.
Solid.
Hey.
17.
You hear him say something quite peculiar as they reach the door and close it. Actually, I think I've heard something that you would want to know above all. There are elves out there in the Duskland, surviving. The door closes.
Is there any way I could just sit up right against the door and try to listen more?
Oh, I'm sure you could find a window, you could hurry up the side of the wall, you could find some crack to slip into.
Yeah.
As you do sit at the table, you hear Captain Maven says, "Oh, well, I am stuffed."
Did he even touch any food?
It looks like he took a couple nibbles.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, halflings don't get full.
Bradford would bite his tongue.
Glad
What
that
a
worked.
waste of food, but also imagine he has something to do.
Well, why don't we take a walk? I'll show you around the place. How does that sound?
Wait, who's that directed
As he-
towards?
Everyone from Chrysantine.
Ah, yes.
So the
Oh, I see. I think a
whole
walk is
table.
a great idea, so we could use the lay of the land.
Perfect. And I can show you where our residence will be.
The whole table vacates. Also, is Paco not supposed to be here?
Is Paku and who?
Is he
Just
not supposed to
Paco.
be here? Fuck
He's
Paco.
not here, yeah. It doesn't seem that he is not here.
He's part of the plan.
He's on the roof.
Does Donner stay?
The commander will. And you see him get up to speak with the other commanders. Actually, no. Let me correct that. He goes and speaks to the person in the purple.
That one?
Oh shit!
So, as you head out to your lovely abode,
Holy shit, that
This is nice.
what a lovely place.
It'll do, it'll do.
As you make your way over, oh, I don't have Maven's right token. He gears up.
puts on his hat. Nerd.
You just hear him making idle small talk on the way over. And then, as you get here, he just says, "Okay, cat's out of the bag now." Captain, what cat you even be talking about?
Nothing happened there.
Well, boy, this might be the last chance you have if you want to stay out of this.
Oh my god, right.
Hey, Captain, what we be staying out of? And
Can I
more
notice?
importantly, is my sister already in it? I'm afraid so. Didn't you know I'm already here?
Can I notice if they're wearing their rings? Talking about that or no?
They are.
Okay, then it's really on. Like okay, like we're
Well, we didn't explicitly say anything yet.
Yeah, let them lead the conversation. Cat's out of the bag. Pastor wasn't a criminal.
From here on out, everything we do is warfare. They know that we know, and we know that they know. So we're gonna have to be ready to fight at a moment's notice. Whatever allies you can find here, find them.
Wage a quiet war. Prepare for when it goes lad. I see.
He just nods. And Mule, good work. Yeah, okay.
I don't know
Between
why.
Maven, let's between Mule.
Mule.
Back to Maven. What are you two?
That was a setup, wasn't it?
Indeed it was. We were never gonna win an organized war, so we had to make it a chaotic one.
Oh,
What did that end up serving, though? Showing contention to the Lord's Alliance and the Gathos?
Knowing what the Grand Watcher is willing to allow, and what we're ready to stand up to.
It was a very bad look.
One of their own design, I'm sure. He could have stopped that easily.
Indeed, he could have.
But why didn't he? He stopped us earlier.
Between the Blood Cloaks and us, but not between the Ravagers and our underclass.
Again, why? That's their setup for something.
Maybe because
Yeah.
of the fight broke out between us and the Ravages. Us, the upper class, would be weaker for the Blood Cloaks.
And we'd look like bullies for fighting year ones.
It's all
Gregor
about
does
the
air
Ravages.
quotes. What do you think that's in your one?
Look over towards Erica. Don't suppose you got some fancy concoction that can wipe a memory for like 10 minutes or something?
That's very specific.
Not that I have on hand.
I'm due for a personal audience with the Grand Watcher later.
I see.
Then
Don
we'll
already knows
count.
about it.
Find what you can. Reveal what you have to. And go in knowing he can't know anything else that you already know.
It takes off for a second. He can't know anything else you already know. Okay.
You have nothing to lose, Clint.
That remains to be seen, sir.
Remember, when Captain Riker was considered outside of Blacklock Watch doctrine, there was a trial for him. If he kills you, well, he would be just saying he supersedes the Lord's Alliance, the Cathars, and the Sisters' authority.
It's not my trial or death I'm worried about, sir. We're all in this together, aren't we?
He just holds up a hand.
Swim.
You miss my point. If any of us are killed in cold blood and it can be linked to him, he loses.
Are you saying one of us should get killed, sir?
No. What I'm saying is he can't afford to do such a thing. So don't provoke hostilities on our end.
Yeah, no shadow what reputation we got. To put us on the same tier as him. Gotcha.
Just remember, many of us have something that is unique to only us. The record shows that we've seen Sycusia. Any Lord's Alliance member would love that information. Any sister would be curious as well. If you can use it to your advantage, use it.
What should we reveal to them?
Sure Lord Telemon would love that.
Reveal nothing that looks like a coup.
Of course.
Cast doubt. Inquire. Let them come to their own conclusions.
So the best answer is a silent reply. Cause intrigue.
He does a nod. Now you're thinking right.
Goes like, Hobo Bradford. Adrian told me the best thing to do when you're acting is to not act at all.
I'll trust you on that one, because this is all already over my head.
Sir, what are we gonna do about the Ravagers?
This is a very one-sided affair.
To be honest, they'd probably be a challenge for us. We'd win, but they'd be a challenge.
Akatha or Ismanov volunteered to be escort to the underclassmen. Just reduce the classmen. Make sure that they didn't come to harm, or at least too much harm. Should the
That would
Russians-
mean they're taking defense, and they'd be wide open targets. Right in the way for as many Ravagers as they'd want. I'm not sure that's a great idea.
The Ravagers seem pretty easy to bait, sir. Our underclassmen are damn good at setting up a defense. A kill zone. All we gotta do is lure them into it. Although, I gotta ask, captains, how secure are the defenses for this exhibition? Particularly of the magic variety.
That's yet to be seen.
Going to just sort of like activate his psychic whispers and tap into the captains as well as Victor. What about this?
If they can tap into this, then we got much bigger problems.
Got to say the telepathic response if he didn't say it aloud.
In telepathy, yeah.
How's the exhibition match viewed? Because if you got someone on the outside feeding you information, that's a win.
The sisters will have it illuminated. Those in the cities will pair off the ones here. Everyone else should have as good of a view as possible. Typically, when a combat is initiated, a large trigger goes off and the view shifts to that.
What about outside of combat? Who does it follow?
Whatever is most interesting.
Which is all entirely relative.
But that works to our advantage. The most interesting thing is going to be the most dangerous. That's how a sport like this works. So, if I can tap in, just keep watching the game. You give a heads up alert when something's about to happen. Not like they aren't bringing their own unfair advantages.
That could work for our underclass. Give them an advantage. He does say in the psychic link, God knows they'll need it.
Victor, here's
God knows they need it. Victor looks over. What?
I guess Riker could just transmit it to only me. Well, then we can still stack things. The way Adrian described it sounds like the matchup's going to be the underclassmen, your guys' duels, then our match. So,
Magic items, poisons, maybe.
that's what I was thinking. Maybe we could swing Rocket's assistance too. He's got a lot of gizmos, and that is his speciality, kitting people up for the field. And he's not participating in any match. Yeah, between Lucian, Erica, and Doran, I doubt they'd be able to source it back to him.
If you think you can do it, let's equip them how we can. It sets a big statement with the first match.
Watching the underdogs win or watching the bullies beat down?
Then might I suggest not taking Ismanov on his advice?
Who'd you replace him with?
Doesn't matter. We'd be on the attack.
You want to go offensive. Place a
Because we can't defend Ismanov. You hear Jax as he says that aloud. Yes, we could.
The
Well,
attackers are the ones who get the prep time, am I wrong?
Yeah.
You guys can build a damn fort in about 20 minutes.
And you can bait them into your fortifications because these guys aren't going to be too busy defending whoever the quarry is. In the meantime, while they're rushing you guys, who look over towards Quentin, you guys can send someone to do some wet work and then look over at Zoe. All sneaky deaky like.
oh, we could handle it. Just that.
Whoever you pick to replace these Minos should be the weakest person you can think of, because they can help in the defense as well, right? He's just looking over at Jericho, right?
Why are you asking me?
You're the one that talked to these enough.
He gives a shrug. The way I see it, Ismanov can defend himself. Anyone else helping him would just make his life, make his safety more assured.
He could pull his punches if he wanted to.
Hey, brother. Ismanov, he a beast. Don't you be doubting him.
He's a wise beast. Are we allowed to pick any Cathars, Captain?
The defender picks the Cathar.
Shit.
If we can get
Hey.
the Cathar on our side, then we might be able to convince them to volunteer.
Perhaps, but I mean, like, let's be honest. Yeah, them guys are, like, kind of big and they look a little tough, but, like, hey, you saw what Michael did in Sycusia? He just looks over to the captains. He'll run through them guys.
Probably.
Yeah,
Therein lies the problem.
Oh.
Unfortunately, Michael, you have been banned from participating.
What?
Who made that verdict?
A Grand Watcher did.
Of course he did.
Is there anything we can do to oppose that?
Can we petition for a change in that verdict to the Sisters and the Cathars and the Lord's Alliance?
I suppose it would depend. What was the verdict in reference to?
If
Why is
Michael
he banned?
does not access his other natures. I've been helping train him. I can assure you he's got total mastery of the monster.
Mastery isn't the problem. The official statement is we'll use him for his talents, but we're not going to proudly display it.
The fuck does that mean?
You hear Seven laugh in the background. It means he knows he'll lose.
After that scene in the hall, surely the Lord's Alliance and the Cathars have seen how different the matchups are. It wouldn't be a fun fight watching it be so one-sided, right? Could we ask to bring Michael in? Then it'd be more of a fair matchup.
And get him overruled by the other people on the board.
By my take on the situation, the Black Watch is the bottom of the totem pole here. We're the ones being watched after all. I don't see any Lord's Alliance members doing any dueling. So it really means the Grand Watcher's vote should be the weakest one here.
You just hear a chuckle from Captain Maven.